Happy Friday, Stampers and Paper Crafters. This is Facebook Live number 423. It is Friday, August 8th, 2025. My name is Joy Borwedge, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Burnsville, Minnesota, and I have been a demonstrator since August of 1999. I have a really pretty card for you tonight, and it's pretty simple, very easy to recreate. I'm actually recreating a card from my previous Facebook Lives. So I will show you what that card looks like. I'm going to put you down at the table in just a second. If you get motion sickness or anything like that, just look away and I'll let you know when I'm done messing around with the camera. So hold on. So hopefully you had a great week. Mine was kind of busy. And I ended up working, oops, I'm sorry about that. I'm loosening up the camera holder so I can swing this down. Nope, not enough. There we go. I ended up working later on Thursday than I had intended. So I did not do my Facebook Live yesterday. So I am doing it today. I think that'll work out just fine. All right, so we're going to put some light on the subject. And we'll squish in just a little bit. I think that's good, right? All right, so again, my name is Joy Borwedge. I have an Instagram page at Stampin' for Joy. My YouTube page is Joy A. Borwedge. And I have an online store at stampinforjoy.stampinup.net. And you can place an order anytime, 24/7. PenguinZ33 at Outlook.com is my email address, so that if you do not have a demonstrator that you're working with, you can request a catalog. I still have one left. And also I have a Facebook page at Stampin' for Joy. So how this works is I take this video and I take pictures of the cards that or the card that I made today, and I post it on Instagram. And then I am filming, I'm on Facebook Live, Joy Borwedge, and then I download it to my YouTube page and also to my Stampin' for Joy page. So Facebook deletes all Facebook Lives past 30 days. And so I have been recreating Facebook Lives. Like I said, this happens to be number 423. You cannot see anything that is less than 30 days. Or longer than 30 days because they've been deleted. So I've been kind of going through my Facebook Lives. Like this card was Facebook Live number 10, upside down. And this card was for, I believe, a stamping in-person event. And so what I did is, this is, like I said, Facebook Live number 10, and I recreated the card, and that was on Sunday. And so I took the same layout and I used the color coach, and it told me that strawberry slush, pumpkin pie, and Costa Cabana go to well together. And I was like, okay, let's try it. And so I recreated it using the artistic leaves and the two-tone strawberry slush cardstock, and I ripped it for the effect. And then I used the now the artistic leaves is an online exclusive, and it's really cool. And it's a lot of fun to play with. And this was Facebook Live 422. So if you wish to see how this was created, you can go back and watch that. Now, my friends and I are putting on an event, And I think this is going to be number 42 or 43. I can't remember. So we've done quite a few. And you can go to www.thestampinevent.com and register. Now, if you don't know what we do, you can watch, I should say, maybe some past Facebook Lives on my YouTube page showing the cards that I have created, so that you know the style, at least for me. And then you make 16 cards and you have a lot of fun with stamping people. And then people can rent a space and craft if they want to do scrapbooking or quilting or whatever they want to do. Now, you're probably going to do one or the other, make the cards and then craft, as it probably takes about an all day long thing. We have anywhere from 25 to 50 people generally get together. So it's a lot of fun. Check it out. So it's Saturday, November 1st, and we will be featuring products from the online exclusives and the new holiday mini catalog that will be debuting in September. Now, demonstrators get a chance to purchase early. So I'm sure you've probably seen some things. Lots of fun. All right, let's talk about some things that are happening now. Right now, the In Colors, Cloud Cover, Darling Duckling, Secret Sea, Strawberry Slush, and Timid Tiger. Those are the new In Colors that were introduced in May. They are now 15% off through the end of August. Now, if you go to the Happening Now drop-down button, okay, you will see the In Color sale. And it will tell you all the products that will be included in that sale. So anything that has an In Color in it, I should say the majority of the things that have In Colors in it, will be 15% off. So I believe this designer series paper that I am going to be using today will be 15% off. And this is called the Florals in Bloom. And it has Darling Duckling, Secret Sea, Timid Tiger, Strawberry Slush, and did I say Cloud Cover? I missed that one. So there's 4 in here. And let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. 4 colors of the In Colors that were on sale. So this designer series paper will be 15% off. So we're going to be playing with that today. Now, Stampin' Up! Just dropped some new kits. And the thing is that this is really hard to see, but it's absolutely stunning. And these are now available. And this is called the Brighten Your Day Kit. You make 3 different style of cards. And this one here happens to be a leaf pattern. This one here is, I believe, a floral pattern. This is the floral pattern. This might be the bird one. But it's really pretty. It's a very nice overlay. Let's see. Delicate organic overlays and soft pastel colors pair beautifully with friendship and encourage sentiments. So that is new in the online store. Then another one that just dropped is the, what's it called? My printer was being very funky. Okay, this one's called the Bunch of Thanks Kit. And this actually is kind of like, you know how they wrap the paper around the stems? So that's what this is like. It kind of opens up. So it's kind of like so in here is the card, and it kind of folds over. So it's a really fun kit. And it comes with a stamp, comes with a spot. In the kit, you know, these are die cuts, and then the envelopes are decorated, and it also comes with the block, and I don't know what I think that might be adhesive, and then it comes with the, I would think twine. It's an all-inclusive kit, and you can make cards in minutes with no extra supplies. So this would be kind of something fun. So, so very grateful. Thanks a bunch. Thank you to and from, let's see, for your love and support. So, I mean, that would be a very nice card to get together with some friends and put together. Now, this one I know is going to sell out. This one's called the Harvest Home Garland Kit, and it was just released, and it comes with acorns. These are cardstock dies. This is foil, and the leaves are just absolutely stunning. And so it comes with this kit. Now, I don't know how long it's going to be, but I mean, how fun could you put, you know, you could put that on your table and have that decorating. So there's hints of copper in there for a rich, inspired nature look. And let's see. So you can, you know, have everybody, you know, make, you know, get your girlfriends together, buy a kit, put them together, and, you know, have a nice time with, you know, with the girls. Now, the last chance list has been updated. And so let me show you a few things that I have that were on the last chance list. This is an online exclusive. This is the white ribbon. It was $9.50. It's on sale. I don't know what it's on sale for, but this was in the Everyday Skies suite. Then the Lost Lagoon twine. Now, it comes with one, but I had two of them, and to save space, I put them both in the same bag. That has been on the last chance list. Then the basic gray and smoky slate pearls have been added to the list. The iridescent faceted gems. These things are while supplies lasts. Then the this is the, let's see if I could get the designer series paper that it said that it was on the last chance list. This is the Friends, I can't remember, what did I call it? I think I threw my thing away. Oh, Full of Life. Yeah, it's on the online exclusives. Hi, Tina. So this designer series paper has been added to the last chance list. This happens to be one of my favorite stamp sets. I'm very irritated that this is put on the last chance list. This is called Elements of Text, and I'm very unhappy about that. The plaster painting 3D embossing folder, I've used this several times, and this is an online exclusive, and it is put on the last chance list. The cling mounted painted stripes, that has been added to the online exclusives. Now, you can tell that there is a variegation of color there, and that's because it's a distinctive stamps. Okay, there is a fly. All right, and then the Tags of Thanks stamp set, not the punches. Okay, so this is actually a bundle. It comes with this, but this is not retiring. This stamp set is. So those are just a few things that have been added to the last chance list. They, like I said, are while supplies lasts, and some things have been marked to up to 70% off. So go and take a look and check those out. Then also don't forget that Halloween is not going to be placed in the online, it's not going to be in the new holiday mini catalog that starts in September. So you're going to want to get your Halloween items in the online exclusives. And in July, this kit and this kit, this is called the Birthday Fancy Kit. These are the ones that were added in July. So that is something fun. Now, the handmade Halloween, this is called the Spooky Sweet, S-W-E-E-T, Sweet. Now, this is a sweet collection, and so is this. So check those out in the online store. So today, we are going to be playing with the Stamp Suite. And it is called Florals in Bloom Suite Collection. It is in the annual catalog, and it has the designer series paper, has the in colors that were introduced in this catalog. So therefore, this designer series paper is 15% off. And we're going to be using a little bit out of these stamp sets and dies. And so we're also going to be playing with the in colors. So like the in color dots, those are also going to be 15% off. Not the stamp sets, but just anything that's in color. And so that also has to be from the catalog. It can't be anything that's from an online exclusive only. All right, so let's show you some of the things that we're going to be playing with today. And I already said that we're going to be playing with the designer series paper called Florals in Bloom. And like I said, it has 4 of the in colors. I absolutely love all the in colors. And I love the fact that when you place them together, they, the colors just, I don't know, what's the word? They show off, you know, they work so well with other colors. So like this here is Darling Duckling, and this is Timid Tiger, and this is Strawberry Slush, Cloud Cover, and Secret Sea. And so the Pretty Florals dies, this is something that I put together just to show you what the dies can do. Now, this is the Pretty Florals die. Some of it is missing because we're going to be using it today. And so this is a bundle. So when you purchase these together, you save 10%. But also when you purchase the Suite collection, you still save that 10%. And also, this is a mega suite. So you get to see 2 stamp sets and 2 die sets. Now, these items here are stamped, okay? And then they cut out with the dies. Everything else over here is extra. So that's what the dies do. Then, so I kind of like to make those samplers just so that it helps me visualize what I can do with that stamp set. Now this one here, the Sweet Blooms bundle, we're also playing with that and some of the words here. So like I said, we're having a lot of fun today. Then we're also going to be using the Nested Essentials dies. It's on page 107 in the annual catalog. Okay, so let's show you. This happens to be Facebook Live number 11. And this was actually a designer series paper. And I took the stamp and I cut it out. And these feathers, I stamped them and then cut them out. And so I put this card together. Now, I used, this is like a wood accessory. I guess that's the only thing I could say. And I colored it, and I black, and then I heat embossed it so that it made shiny. And so this was it got a little dirty from being around. I mean, like, this is Facebook Live number 11. So what I've done is I've recreated this card, but I've changed it up a little bit. So I'm not going to show you the original card, or the card that we're making, but I am going to show you all the pieces and the measurements. So Tina, how you doing on this Friday night? Are you staying cool? Because it is kind of icky outside. Excuse me. I'm going to take a drink. I have a frog in my throat. All right. Excuse me. Okay. So we have, this is actually a scrap piece of paper, Petunia Pop. It is 2 1/4 by 2. Then a piece of basic white. Yes, it's very, very humid. Oh, I like the idea of a recliner. If I sat in a recliner, I'd be sleeping. I was going to take a nap when I got home today from work because it's been a very busy week. And I sat down and I was like going, oh, I have an idea for my card tonight. And so I just kept going and going and going and going. And I'm like, I'm not even tired. But if I start, after doing all of this tonight, I'm sure if I sit down and watch the Twins game, I'll be sleeping before it ends. All right. So 4 by 1 3/4. This is a piece of basic white. Now I have 2 that are kind of the same size. So I wrote bloom on here. So then that way I know. So I am going to use the dies to cut the flowers out of these 2 and this. So I love the fact that Stampin' Up! Do I have these backwards? I do. I love the fact that Stampin' Up! Allows the dies to cut the designer series paper because there we go. So these are all going to be cut out by dies, and this is in the same pack. So actually what I'll do is I'll leave this out because I try to do this so that if somebody wants to come in and recreate, if they have the same stamp set, and if they have the suite, they can recreate this. So I have 2 leaves that I already fussy cutted out. They don't have dies for those leaves. So I have a piece of that designer series paper. It is 4 by 1 1/2. This is Secret Sea and Cloud Cover. I just love that color combination. This is a piece of basic white scrap. It's 4 1/4 by 2. For me, I think I've shown this before. Oops, wrong one. This is my scrap and bin, and it's for the white. So anything that is less than a 1/4 sheet of cardstock goes in here. And I actually organized it so I can use my things more efficiently. This is the only one that's like this. I'm not that anal, but because I have a lot of white scrap and I do a lot of events, which reminds me, I'm going to be having a stamp camp coming up in a few weeks. So if you want to be put on my email address, penguinz33@outlook.com, I can send you that invitation here in Burnsville. So I have a piece of the Designer Series paper. It is 4.5 by 2. A scrap piece of, it's going to go this way, so it just fit better. So this is just a 1/2-inch piece of scrap. We're going to cut it down to, now can we see that on the screen? All right, another piece of Designer Series paper. It is 5 1/4 by 1.5. And that Designer Series paper, the back side, it is 5 by 3 3/4. And then this is the card, actually. Okay, so it opens up like this. It is 5.5 wide by 8 inches long, and I scored it at 4 inches. And then the color base, it is a 1/4 sheet of Secret Sea. Secret Sea, I would describe as Night of Navy and Basic Black having a baby. It's just stunning. It is 5.5 by 4 1/4. I mean, the colors, when you put them together, just pop. So any of the new in colors, the ink pads, the blends, the refills, the cardstock, the Designer Series paper that has that, that's on sale 15% off. So it's a great time to get those together. All right, I'm going to let this sit for just a second, take another drink. All right. Okay, so let's get going. And so like I said, the idea of me going back through my Facebook Lives is because you can't go and see Facebook Live number 200. Okay, so I did download, I started at the most recent, and I went down until I would say maybe 275, maybe. I don't remember what the earliest number was. So what I'm doing is I'm going back in and just recreating the card and updating it. Now I just took the layout, and like with this card, I did the same treatment on the inside of the card. And look at that, Winkastella, whoop whoop. And then on this card, I didn't do that. I stamped it. So I'm just taking the layout, okay? Now, you might recognize some of it, but I'm changing it up a little bit. Just because I'm showing you that you could, when you make a card, make 2 of them. One, send, keep one for your idea book, kind of as a sketch, copy yourself. All right, so let's go and get our papers. So this one is going to go there, and we're going to do Bloom. Let's see, we're going to do the Skinny Bloom in white. And then we're going to do the Big Bloom in this one. My fingernails don't work. All right, so I'm just trying to get my things situated so that I know what I'm stamping on and what my, let's see, we're going to cut that out. And it's really cool that Stampin' Up! So Stampin' Up! Made the designer series paper so that you could cut it out. But there's also a stamp that does this, that you can cut it out. So it's twofold. Same thing with this. This piece right here gets cut out, but also there's a flower that you can stamp and then cut out. So it's double duty. Now this one's kind of an overlay. That one does not get anything on it. But what we're going to do is we're going to actually take a little bit of Blackberry Bliss. Because when you look at this color here, this is Blackberry Bliss, but it's not listed as a color in the designer series paper. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, we're just going to take a little brush, the blending brush, and we're just going to get off the main color, and we're going to add a little bit of the Blackberry Bliss to the Petunia Pop. Okay, so it's going to have a variation in color. All right, so that's going to get cut out, and so we're just going to close that up, and we're not going to use that anymore. Okay, and then that's going to go on the inside of our card. Let's see, what else can we do? I mean, we might as well start putting the card together, right? Okay, so we're going to take, we're actually not going to be doing any stamping on the inside of the card, so we might as well add the paper. So I'm going to move that over, and we're going to grab the silicone mat. The silicone mat I like to use, I think every craft room should have it. The reason why is because you can do so many things, and it keeps your work surface clean. Okay, all right, so we're going to add this, and we're going to put just a little tiny bit of white. You know what? We are going to stamp something on here. I added that last, so hopefully it turns out good because I just glued that down. So Tina, do you have any fun plans for the weekend? All right, besides staying cool. Okay. So we are going to use, now this is the Secret C, okay? Now let me show you a couple things in the front of the catalog. Now I don't know the exact pages, so we'll just go really fast. I know it's on this side of the page. I just don't know the exact page. So we have, on page 33, it has this one here. This one here has cloud cover in it. Okay, so this classic Stampin' Spot, I believe, is also 15% off. So you get Real Red, Petal Pink, Garden Green, Cloud Cover, and Early Espresso. Yeah, well, maybe you can make it, make a card, send a card, make somebody's day. So like I said, this is also 15% off. But what I did is you can also purchase a pack of 5 that are empty. And so I purchased the Cloud Cover Re-Inker, and I put that on my spot. Now, I did purchase, because it's on the last chance list. Ooh, and speaking last chance list, Celebration products have been added to the last chance list, and they have been marked down as well. So if you did not get all the celebration products that you wanted, you can purchase them now. All right, so I did purchase the Cloud Cover ink pad. Now, the reason why Stampin' Up! Is not selling this is because they had to pull it. This is a foam pad. This, all the spots are felt and linen, I should say, linen. And so the re-inker, or I should say the ink, is having a chemical reaction to the foam, and the color doesn't last. So some of the ink pads were lasting, and some of them weren't. So they did not want to take a chance of people purchasing an ink pad. And so what I did is I stamped, this is the spot and the re-inker, and this is the Cloud Cover ink pad. So if you were to look at the coloring, this actually coordinates better than this. This is actually more kind of gray, and this has a more of a bluish tinge to it. So Stampin' Up! Wanted to make sure that the quality was there, so I purchased the Cloud Cover, put a piece of the colored cardstock on there, so that way when it's upside down I can see what it is, and when it's on the table I could see what it is. And then I took my label maker and put a label on it. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to grab the bloom, and because this is a larger stamp, I'm actually going to take my spot and just tap it onto that, and then I'm going to grab my Stampin' Pearson mat and put this right there and allow that ink to transfer. All right, and so we're done with that for now. We're going to put that off to the side. Well, no, we're not. We're going to put, let's see here. We're going to put this designer series paper on top. Might as well, right? We're here. Might as well do it. Okay. I'm going to put that. I hate to cover up this beautiful paper, but what I recommend is when you purchase designer series paper, buy 2 packs. You will use it a lot more than if you were to, gosh darn it, I did that wrong. I was supposed to see if I could take that off really quick. You know, when I design cards, I do bits and pieces, and I just designed it today, but I don't remember everything that I did it, and I should, you know, do it in the exact order. Now this has adhesive on it, and so that's the reason why I love my silicone mat, because then when this happens, I just lay it on there and I'm good. So we're actually going to take this and put that right there, line that up, and then we're going to snip off that little extra. I always cut so it's just a little bit off. That way, make sure that this is facing the proper way. And now we can go back in and put that where it's supposed to go. Actually, I noticed I didn't cut straight. There we go. Get that little piece right there. But, ooh, 7-1. Kansas City is losing their butts. Way to go. Okay. Now we're going to put that on top, just like that. And then this is this other side, and that's going to be our floral piece. We're going to put that. I mean, like I said, this card is actually really easy to recreate. And if you want to do the same layout, but a different stamp set, different dies, different designer series paper, go for it. And we're going to put that, let's see, I'm going to move that so I could see it better. I love my glass mat. I never had one before. And when they offered it as a celebration special, demonstrators got a chance to purchase it, but while supplies last, because they limited it for the demonstrators that were signed. The demonstrators during celebration, they had a special signing up, and so they decided to limit. Oh my goodness! But anyways, they were going to limit that, and so I got one. And once I started using it, it's like, if you have, you know, it's like, I'm going to clean this off. If you have like a surface that is a little different, it's not, you know, maybe straight, or it kind of bends, it bows when you push, like those, you know, 6-foot tables, and you set them up and then you take them down, and when you push down on it, it kind of bends a little bit. It has a little give. This is a really cool thing because it doesn't matter what the surface is underneath. This glass mat doesn't have that bowing, and so it gives you a perfect surface to stamp on. All right, I'm going to grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And some Post-it notes. Okay. So what kind of crafty things, Tina, do you think you'll be making this weekend? Got anything special in mind? All right. Or do you have just plans to just hang out? Christmas cards. That sounds like a really good idea. The new holiday mini catalog has some beautiful Christmas items in there, and some really pretty fall things. For the event that we're going to be having in November, there's a stunning fall set, and I really wanted to get it, but I didn't, because it was November. If it would have been, say, like in October, you know, for the event, kind of like mid-month, I would say, sure, I could get that. But I was like, there's this one that has Aurora Borealis kind of theme, and I was like, oh my goodness, I need to get that. I have never seen them, and I'm just, whoops, what did I just drop? All right. Okay, so we're just going to put this on here, and we're going to have to do a 2-pass. So how many Christmas cards do you make? Yeah, my husband's been in the hospital way too much lately, and so I need to buy some stamps. But right now, money is a little tight, so I haven't been able to send out my Facebook Lives winners. So I've been kind of, only spending on things we need. All right, so look at that pretty flower. Got that. But I've been picking all the winners, but I just have to buy the stamps to put on the envelopes. I mean, how pretty is that? All right, I was going to put that in the wrong spot. Okay. Wow, that's a lot. Now, do you do the same kind, or do you do like 10 of this one, 10 of that one? Mix it up. There, that. There is the background for the bloom. I'll put that away. I always put when I get done, I have a magnet sheet over there, and at my workstation, when I'm not doing a Facebook Live, I have a standing workstation that I like to use for my crafting, my embossing machine. And you could see some of the color change of the Blackberry Bliss on the Petunia Pop. And let's see here. We'll clean that off. Now the Petunia Pop is on its second year. It's an in color, and it will be leaving us once the catalog ends. Okay, so then now we have to do this bloom, and we have to do this one. Now this one, well, cool. I kind of do the same thing too. If I have like paper pumpkins and I do Christmas cards, I'll, hold on to those, and then I'll put a bunch together and send them out. Now, because this has a flat edge, okay, doesn't matter which way. If you send it in this way, it has a flat edge. So what I do is I put it at an angle so that it puts less pressure on the rollers, and it's a lot nicer to your, it doesn't make it work as hard, is what I'm trying to say. Words are hard. My mouth and my tongue and my brain are not working all on the same wavelength. My brain is just going, and my tongue is like, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to say? Because I'm not going to do it. All right. And then there we go with that piece. And now if you wanted to, you could take this and use the blending brush and put that on the envelope flap. Wouldn't that be cool? Okay. And so we're going to use the take your pick tool. I call this the people poker. And my friends who have hung out with me for a while, they call it the people poker as well. there's another demonstrator. She doesn't do Facebook Lives anymore, but she would call it the people poker, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I got another one trained. All right, so there we go. We got bloom right there. That's ready to go. All right, so then now I make sure that all my paper is out of my dies. So then that way I don't start cutting with stuff inside. Clean that off. I use a Pampered Chef scraper. I have a lot of them. All right, so we are done with our cutting. So we're going to put our Post-it notes away. Okay. Let's start gluing. So what I want to do is, so I offset this just a tad bit on purpose. And then, so I'm just going to put these kind of right here so I can easily grab them when I need to. And like I said, this is a die, this is a die, this is a die, this is a die. I just fussy cut those out. So now I'm going to take, there's a couple ways to do this. You can put the adhesive sheets on the back and go that way. Or you can take your glue, your liquid Tombow glue, and you can put little tiny drops and smear it. What I kind of do is just zigzag it so it's not so gloppy. And then, so see my friend Carolyn, she gave me this. She had to buy it because she said, it has your name on it, and I know you would use it. And I said, yes, I would. All right. And I said, and I don't even care. It's a Christmas ornament. It has my name on it. So I just take that and just slide it right on in. And a little tiny bit off center. Okay. And then we are going to do something that I like to do. It's not necessarily fun to do, but I'm also going to take a seat to do this just because I want to see better. All right, so this is the mini glue dots, and I am just going to kind of roll it up. And I don't want it to be, it's going to go on the inside of the card, so I don't want it to be on a dimensional. But doing it this way makes it pop up a little bit. So it's a little fun. But it's kind of a pain in the butt, so, but still, it's kind of fun. And you only need to do this a couple times. And this is the kind of card that you would make for somebody that you really like. Not for somebody who would just say, ooh, I like this card, and then thank you, and then, you know, throw it away once you leave the room. You want to give this to somebody who's actually going to enjoy it. And okie dokie. Getting kind of close to the end of my mini glue dots here. Uh-oh, I think I might have missed one. Nope. This is the reason why I like using my ribbon, because I can tear this off and throw that in the trash, but I'm not, you know, it shows me where the next one is in line, and I need a really tiny skinny one for the end. All right, behave. Come on. All right. Gosh darn it. Get on there. There. No. Stay. There. Some of it stayed. Okay. There we go. Okay, I think we got it. All right. So then we're going to take this, okay, and we're going to put this on the inside. I'm going to clean off my tip just in case there's any leftover mini glue dot on there. Just throw that away. And we're going to off center this just a little bit as well. And it kind of gives it that shadow. I mean, how cool is that, right? And then this, seeing as how we have a little bit of glue right there, we're going to take that and put that in the corner down there. Okay. And then we're going to close this up. And we're going to grab the Wink of Stella. And we're going to, actually, I'm going to use this thing, the Stampin' Pearson mat, and kind of lay this at the side. So I'm just winking up the Petunia Pop. And I'm going to put that back in just for now. And then I'm going to grab a mini glue dot. Now I'm getting to the point where I'm almost done. I make a promise to myself that I will never start a new pack until all the bits and pieces are done. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna put that in the center there. And this is my trash can. It's annoying me, so I'm gonna cut those all off, the little fringe. And cut a little piece. Actually, let's use this one. And I'm gonna cut that in half. Here we go. And we're going to put that on the back side of this. Now these scissors are the Craft and Rubber scissors that Stampin' Up! Had years ago, and they're now retired. They've been retired for a really long time. But I've been around for a really long time. Okay, so we're going to take that flower and we're going to put that right there. I mean, isn't that much prettier? I mean, and it has a little dimension on there, just like that. And then we're going to put regular dimensionals on here. And we're going to use, let's see, first of all, never mind. I did this backwards when I made my earlier card.
So we're, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. All right. So we can't tell anything happened, so we're just going to stick that right there. Because I put this on, I put the leaves on after I put the dimensionals. I put the dimensionals on first. It's like, duh, Joy, you should put the dimensional or the leaves on first and then put the dimensionals on. That is a lot easier to work with. Okay, so there, we are going to put one over here, and then we're going to kind of put, let's see, where is that going to sit? Right there, I think. All right. So we're just going to stick that there, and then stick that there, and then now that's all happy. All right, stab and grab those backings. You can throw those away. Yep, I got them all. Okay. So now, we're going to let that sit for just a moment. I'm going to put the mini dimensionals away and the big dimensionals away because we're done with those. And we're going to grab Secret C. Thank you, Tina, very much. I appreciate that. And we're going to grab Let Joy. And that is going to go right there. Okay, so we're going to add this onto here, roughly in the middle. Okay, we can get rid of this now because we're done stamping. And we're going to put this right here. All right, and then we're going to grab the Wink of Stella again, and we're going to do the veins of the leaves. Now we don't have to swirl off because this is designer series paper, and we are not worried about dragging color and to other color. All right, so we're just doing the dark blue ones, okay? And then we're gonna go on the inside, and we're gonna do that. Now I should have done this before I attached, but I kind of forgot. I was so happy about how it turned out. I really love the Secret Sea and the cloud cover together. I mean, that's the color that's in here, the lighter color. And the Darling Duckling is going to be so pretty for fall. The Sunflower embossing folder, the 3D one, that combination is just gorgeous. I mean, isn't that so pretty? Okay. And then, I mean, it looks like it's off the paper, doesn't it? we're going to use the cloud cover. Now these dots are the 2025 to 2027 in color flat pearls, and they are on sale for 15% off. So we're going to grab the large, and I love it when they have a small, medium, and large, because it really irritates me when we have just large and small, because I don't like that. All right, and then we're going to go right here at the end, and then we're going to go right at the top right there. So we created a triangle with the colors. We put the big one down at the bottom so it gives it weight. All right, so we are done with the card. So it sparkles. And then once this glue dries, all you have to do is just roll it off into the trash. I mean, it's easy cleanup. And when you get Winkostella on there, just rinse it underneath the sink and it's clean. You can also use a baby wipe on it. All right, I can't remember if I cleaned both my stamps. I only stamped 2 things. I think I did this one, but we'll just double check. So it might take a little bit, but all right. To get entered to win this card, all you have to do is a thumbs up or a heart. That gets your name entered in there. If you leave a comment, all you have to do is say hi. If you're new to my channel, let me know where you're from. That's kind of cool to find out. Then you get entered into the drawing for doing that. And if you share this on your timeline, there might be a paper crafter that's on your timeline that you do not know they are a paper crafter and they haven't touched their stuff in a really long time. Maybe seeing this video might inspire them to make a card and mail a card. So that would get you entered 2 times. And plus you're helping me get my name out there. I'm a little fish in a big, big pond. So thank you very much for hanging out with me on a Friday evening. I will be back on Sunday with another fantastic card. Bye, Tina. Have a great weekend. Happy stamping.